if you go to the gym even twice a week and you're following a proper macro plan, I'm on a proper macro plan here. My goal is in around 200 pounds over the next few months. So undeniable that if I'm in a calorie deficit consistently enough and I go to the gym at bare minimum twice a week and I put in the work there, it's undeniable that I'm going to get those results. Nobody's going to argue with that. So I did go get a personal trainer and lost over 100 pounds in 6 months. Okay. So same thing with trading. You come over here, you show up, you do this. It's 15 hours worth of material. You check it twice. And we are asking you to put in 1 to 2 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. You do that. You track all of your data and you submit that to your coaches every single week. It is undeniable that you are going to see results. So what are the secrets? How do some of the most successful entrepreneurs find the freedom that we all got into business for in the first place? How did they find the time, energy, and resources to launch and scale strong? And how do entrepreneurs like us align our time, money, and energy in a way that will allow us to reach what we set out to achieve? These are the key questions, and this community will give you the answers. Welcome to the Prosperity Movement. All right, welcome to the Prosperity U podcast, everyone. We are live. I am here with the amazing Zach Schenke today, and we don't have Travis today. He is out and about, doing some incredible things for the community, and he will be back with us next week. So definitely keep tuning in. He's an exciting guy, but I think really the most of the juice is between me and Zach, right? Come on, let's be honest. I'm just kidding. I always make a dig. He's changed my life multiple times. Absolutely love Travis. Love him with everything that we are here. So anyway, yeah. So if this is your first time being here, we've got a solid mission, vision, and values focus that is very, very important. We live by this. We stand by this. We eat, breathe, and sleep it, and we will die by it. For real. This is who we are. This is what we're about. This is what we stand for. And it's important for you to understand because it's really going to make you decide whether or not this is the right place for you. And so our mission is really simple. We're here to impact the world by bringing life-giving principles of prosperity to it. It really is kingdom principles. We're men of faith. We don't shy away from that. We're very, very in the focus of the Great Commission. And so we are very vocal about that. And if that's not something that is very comfortable for you, we're not here to make you feel comfortable. We're here to help you conform to the image of who you are, the best version of who you were created to be. That's what you're here on this earth for, and to be in service ultimately. So the vision is to guide our community to back engineer their full power and potential with purpose-driven growth so that they can do more of the things they love with the people they love most. And, our values comprises of the 3 I's, which is impact, integrity, and intentionality. And in order, to impact the world, we value time, health, and relationships, as well as legacy, relentlessly at the highest level. With integrity, we value people over profits, and we are driven and dedicated to the success of our community. And with intentionality, of course, we provide result-oriented support through mentorship to ignite an inspired and focused community. And so today, we're going to talk about how to eliminate risk and avoid costly trading mistakes while building a thriving trading business. Yes, you want to treat trading like a business. It's a what gets measured gets managed approach. If you're in business, you understand SOPs, that systems and processes. So how do you take a proper system and process with trading to become not only proficient but professional? So again, how to eliminate risk and avoid costly trading mistakes while building a thriving trading business, even if you have limited trading experience. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Zach, and he's typically the guide. And that's really an inside fun thing because that's a whole different story. The guide marketing, those are the old days, and it's still in the background. So yeah, the guide, Zach Schenke, everybody. I can't hear you. You're muted for some reason.
My bad. I didn't want to interrupt.
There you go.
No, thank you.
He needed his head to grow bigger there for a second.
Yeah, I just had to let it sink in. So basically what happens is a lot of times when people come into trading, they look at it almost like gambling. you know, the roll of the dice. And the way we look at it is we look at it more like building a business. And this is something that we've learned from James Leone. He's our educator who has done insane things the last 3 weeks. I don't know, Brian, if you want to.
I think he does insane things all of the time,
It's true.
but it's a little bit more out there in the open right now because like high level last year 28,000 pips of 28,000 pips on our live calls. So what James does is every single trading session he's typically skinning the game. And there are some times when he'll jump on a trading session and he'll just guide. But the point is that he is recording and he has about 10 years of recording trading sessions. He's been doing this for a long, long, long time, going on 2 decades, I think, at this point.
Mhm.
And so, he jumps on live calls. They are recorded, and he's calling out what is about to come to fruition, and he's guiding people through to not only entry point, but also exit. And of course, he can't give you any advice other than he can let you know that this is what I'm doing and why. So he's making decisions, and you can decide to capitalize on making your own decisions in conjunction with his decisions. The whole point is that he's capturing pips on those live calls with our community. He, of course, does sessions outside of that. He has his own personal sessions that he focuses on, but the point is on our live sessions. So this isn't counting his own personal and what he's done. 28,000 pips last year, lost a total of 18 over 5 plays. I think he's just gathering the data so far on this year. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of losses happening from this year. But the point is, I believe last week, if I take a look at the numbers, so last year we typically have one all day session a month. Last year we had one in August, and we had a handful of students basically make their entire yearly salary on that one all day session. So this year we decided we were going to have six. And so if I take a look, just what was it here? Where did James pull that? And it was in the full team chat, or was it in the board members chat?
Full team.
Full team chat. Okay, so what did he do here? I'm just looking at the conversation. Brian, I posted a screenshot from last week. We'll drop more now, but the all day sessions total as that now is 2,450 pips. That's just 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
So that's insane. Yesterday it was 215, today 365. But yeah, and
Actually,
6 days.
Yesterday was 415.
Yesterday was 415. Yeah, there were some where they were up there, right? But the point is that in the last 2 weeks, 2,450 pips. What does that mean for James? So if we do the math really quick, if he's at a 50-pound lot size, which is typically $65, what are we at there?
160,000.
160,000. So just so everyone is aware, he also, like, when you start learning about the terminology of scaling in, he will scale in sometimes once, twice, up to 3 times where he's scaling in, which means that he's sitting at 100 to 200-pound lot sizes, starting at 50, and he will potentially scale in. So, he's easily done, just scraping six figures the last couple of weeks. And I believe that he did over 1,000 pips the week before as well. So sure. It looks like in the last 3 weeks that he's done just under 6 figures every single week for the last 3 weeks. August. He just made a post in the pod chat over here. And what did he say? In case anyone missed it, I will just say it like this: August, with a smile on his face. So yeah, absolutely insane.
Beautiful. So the point is, the way that James does this, he's taught us a lot of different concepts and principles that he attributes his success to, and one of them is treating your trading like a business, not like a casino, right? And so some people
can we talk a little bit more about some community results, because that's James.
Yeah,
but like we were talking about this earlier today. So again, what gets measured gets managed, ladies and gentlemen. We have tally on community as well. So if we're going to talk about, like, first of all, let's talk about you. You're one of the coaches in the last 5 months. I know that you've gotten 100% each month. So you're 500% on your account. Last week was, I believe it was 263% over the 3 days. Do I have the exact number correct? Because I think we talked about that last
It
week.
was 262. Yep.
262. Okay. So I'm off by one. So 262% on an account within 3 days. Where in heavens are you going to even get 100% on an account in a month? Like in your bank, what do you get a year? Maybe if you're lucky, 1 to 3%.
Yeah.
And like I think 3% is like that I don't even know if that exists. Like they'll say that, but the chances of you receiving that are probably next to none. And so like I sit here like what does that average out to a day, in those 3 days?
I
Because
mean,
our advertisement says 4% a day. And I mean, I literally just got a text from Dave Wimbush today, and he
it's
says
87% a day.
87% a day. So, uh, right here, Dave says, and again, we don't advertise this. This is not like, I mean, we're talking about it on the podcast right now. You can call that advertising if you want. But point is that Dave says here earlier, had a monster trading day on half size lots and what I am supposed to trade. So I did 30% today in under 30 minutes. If I did full lots, I would be well over 60% on the day. So our our advertisement says 4%. Now, can you share a little bit about our average community results? You said we have 3 people. So, and these are the people, by the way, that are actually doing what they are outlined told to do, which means, hey, I don't just have a gym membership. I'm showing up to the gym every day. Hey, guess what? I know I have a personal trainer, not just for my fitness here, but I have one for my finances to focus. And I'm going to do everything outlined for me and not be a goof troop and do it one week and then not follow it the next week and then flounder around and then come back and complain to us when we have the data showing that you're being a goof. And I'm just going to be real. So, like, but the average person coming through that is actually doing all of this right now, you have 3 on your roster that are struggling.
Yep.
And you're very, very in tune with that, and you're working on that right now. We have a handful that were struggling months ago and are now. I think you had mentioned Cameron Ross is like how many weeks in a row since his last
6 weeks in a row of profitability.
6 weeks in a row of profitability. Average student is averaging what for pips a week right now?
80.
And so
80's
you're saying average 80 because I think you were saying to me earlier it was like between
75 to
between
100.
75 to 100.
Yeah.
So you're averaging in around 80. So 80 pips a week. What can that now translate to with a proper focus on the gate system? Like percentage wise, what does that mean? Like, because we hear these concepts of this 10 pips a day will keep the government away or whatever, right? But like, what can 10 pips a day mean?
So percentage wise, it's hard to tell. But um here's the way that I've been thinking about this lately. We want to get people as fast as possible to $50 a pip lot size, just like James. Of course, he's doing pounds, not dollars, but you get the idea. So 10 pips a day at that level, which that level honestly should not take more than 6 months. And I know for some of you who have had some struggles, um, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're not following your trading plan. Um, Seriously, 90% of the time, that's the main issue that people they don't follow the directions that they've written down.
And what does that look like? Trading plan? Like, what are some of the trends that you're seeing in people not following?
Oh man. Okay, so there is like, hey, wait a minute. I'm supposed to direct this podcast. I'm just kidding. That's a good question. No, so what I've noticed is people will follow the plan for like a couple days, and then what happens is they follow the plan, and let's say that they experience a loss. So they immediately tweak their plan in accordance with that one situation and that one loss. And then that messes it up. right? Because they're doing it based on weird market behavior, not consistent market behavior. And so one of the new rules, we're revamping the education. One of the new rules with trading plans is you're only allowed to update it once a week, and it's always at the end of the week. You're not allowed to update it midweek, in between trading, trades or whatever. Um, so that's one thing that they'll do is they'll update their plan and make tiny pivots way too frequently, and that'll just throw them off their game. It's kind of like, if you're flying a plane, right, and you're going from point A to point B, one little degree at the beginning of the journey off, and all of a sudden your destination is like miles upon miles different at the end, right? That's what people do with their trading plan. They're making these little tweaks off of something that they should not be really making tweaks off of, and then all of a sudden their destination is they're going the wrong way.
When a person is actually following our accountability system and putting the data into the program, are we able to see those things that are
Yes. Yes, we are. I did this with Shane just the other day, with Janelle and Matt. Janelle, Matt, and I were all three of us kind of harping on poor Shane. And so we pulled up his trading plan, and I showed him how, because it's a Google Doc, you can look at version history, and I could see exactly when the last time he changed it was and what he changed specifically. Did he add something? Did he take it away? And I could see everything that he's tweaked the entire time that that document's been alive. And that's very helpful for us as coaches, not to make you feel bad if you're if you are going through a tough time, but it's helpful for us to help
shame,
you.
shame,
Yeah,
shame, shame?
but that's how we help. That's a huge reason why we help. But that's one thing I see frequently is tweaking the plan too often. The second thing that I see is people still get very, very emotional when they do experience a loss. Losses are part of the game. Unless you have magic powers like James Leone, okay, you're gonna experience losses in the market. Okay, right now I experience 30%, 35% of my trades are losses, right? And so that's okay. That's an acceptable number that you
So
can.
you just I just heard something there though. So are you saying that like because my understanding is it was 30%. So are there weeks that it's shifting a little bit there for you?
So August is at about 30%. I was actually just looking, actually with one of the guys on the call here, I was looking at my spreadsheet. I noticed it was since the beginning for this year, it was the total is 62% is what it averaged out to. So, but at the beginning,
Oh, I see. So
it's
okay. So
worse.
right now your average. So your average has gone up, but you've been
Yeah,
able to see that. So you've averaged a 60. You said a 62% over the last 5 months.
over the last 8 months.
Over the last 8 months. Okay, so you've been doing forex now for 8 months,
Yeah,
but you didn't go live till month
until
three.
March, right?
Oh, right, right, right. So that's really you've really taken a like because and it's interesting because I do remember we were doing binary as a focus first and foremost, and then we just we shifted to the forex. And I asked you earlier like because like binary, like let's be real, that that was a trip, man. Like I've never seen so much money being made so quickly. I've also never seen there are some serious things that could happen when it did go wrong. But I asked you earlier, binary or binary options or forex, and you gave the answer of
Forex.
forex, and your reasoning was,
It's safer. It's a lot safer.
and why?
There's so many ways to protect your capital with Forex, and it's to experience heavy losses. Actually, I've heard James say this a bunch. He goes, with my trading and with my strategies, there's only three acceptable outcomes. You gain a lot, you break even, or you lose a little. You cannot lose a lot if you follow the process. It's just not possible unless you purposely, like, you have to kind of intentionally do
Break
something
a rule.
foolish. Yeah.
Like move your stop loss and hold, hoping that it's going to turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very, very, very interesting. So yeah, it's been really fun to watch you kind of go through that process, and you know, it seems like the consistency with Forex, even community wide, is a lot. It just keeps on getting better,
It does.
which is a lot of fun to see. So I cannot wait to see what happens over the next 6 months, over the next year, as we start seeing people just ascend through the system. But that's incredibly powerful. What else do you have for us? I kind of turned the tides a little bit here and started focusing on. It just made me feel like there were some areas that we could really dive deeper into there. So.
Well, what I found interesting though is like when I was even going over this podcast overview, maybe we can dive deeper into it again next week. But what I found interesting is the correlation between successful trading and successful business, specifically marketing. So Brian and I and later Travis, we were selling before we started Prosperity Movement and got involved in trading. We didn't even know what trading was, really. We had never really heard of it. Not like this with like the Forex stuff, but we were a marketing agency. And one of the things that we were selling is we were selling kind of a DIY package where people could watch a course, right? And we called it Leads on Demand was the name of this course. Funny enough, Donald and I, we just moved Leads on Demand over into our hub so that we can give it to some people that are also entrepreneurs and maybe it can help them out. And I think
Mhm.
if you don't mind, I'd like to just share my screen and show you the correlation.
Okay.
It's kind of mind blowing, actually.
And
Um,
to trading?
yeah.
Okay. You got me. I'm like I remember what we were doing, but looking
Yeah.
at the correlation, I'm interested.
So this is what our course contained. Okay, so we had it broken up into weeks. So week one was our lucrative strategy. This is just going over the strategy,
Hmm.
right? Isn't that kind of what we have for our traders? The first week,
Right.
like you're watching videos, you're learning the indicators, the strategy. You have to know what it is before you can do anything with it.
Yeah.
Week two, automations and tech. So technology for traders is setting up your charts,
Right. Yeah. That's
right?
crazy.
Setting up the charts, making sure you're ready to go. And then week three is prepping for launch. This could be considered making your trading plans, setting up your trading journal, your
Getting
log.
ready, getting ready to go
You're
live.
getting ready to go, right? Practice a little bit in demo. And then finally you launch. You're going through the gate system. Think of it, it's almost like a it's almost like a video game. You got level one, gate one, and then ta-da, you got the 40 points. Moving on. Now you can go to level two, etc. And so that's where you launch. Week five, you analyze what you do. What are the numbers telling me? What are my behaviors in the market? And what can I tweak and pivot to do better? Right. And then finally,
And so
you
this
scan.
is based on the fact that you just launched an ad, though. You launched an ad, and now you're going to look at the numbers to make the tweaks to move into
Exactly.
scaling on week 6.
Exactly.
So
And
that's
scaling is ultimately just cranking
and
up that
and
game.
this is what we did for businesses before we got into trading. Okay, so like
Yeah.
we were doing this like clockwork for not only ourselves, but we were helping other businesses across the nations 3x, 5x, and even up to 10x the revenue with online advertising. So that's sitting there. And now, what do you have for us in outline
Well,
for the education?
oh, so yeah. So now I didn't even think to do that. Let's go
Yeah, I
over.
mean, just show them the lesson outline for Podflex, and
So the only difference is we actually start in kind of the tech. Let's just get your chart set up first, even though you won't
right.
know anything about what it's showing.
Hmm.
But yeah, we have a little start here. Couple common challenges we see people experience a lot. Accountability. This is our launch prep. You're making your trading plan, building your journal, getting familiar with the gate system, a little thing for fellow spreadsheet nerds over here. And then we have strategies. So Pod Origins is a strategy. This is very key. This is the origins of everything that James teaches and all the other strategies. All these indicators are very, very helpful. T2B2, of course, which is the one I like to trade personally. We talk about our TODs in here. And then we have this workshop. This is the first weekend workshop we ever did as a partner with James. So very helpful little tips and tricks in there that he did with us. We also have this other bonus strategy called Pod Disciple. If you're looking to simplify things, this is a great way to simplify things. And then we have a Fibonacci training as a bonus in here, and then some graduation stuff to get into our more advanced groups. So
Awesome.
yeah, but I mean, it's more about, you treat the trading just like you would a business. Now, when we did the marketing stuff, there were times that the marketing didn't pan out very well the first go round, right? That's why we always told our clients, give us a month to fully test everything, right? And we were making tweaks and pivots every 3 or 4 days, depending on the client and the ad spend and stuff. And they were okay with that. Like, okay, yeah, you're going to be testing things. Some things will fail, some things will do well. And that's part of the game. In trading, we've already tested it. The strategy is done. And so you, as the trader, you don't have to test it anymore. All you have to do is follow the plan, right? It would be more like right now, Prosperity Movement has a pretty solid marketing campaign. Okay. And so it would be like if I said, here's how you set up what we already have going. Like, this is what we're doing and it's working. You can set up the same ads, the same settings, the same everything, and you can just do it yourself. Boom, right? Except here with trading, of course, we help you. We'll hold your hand. We'll get on Zoom. I've been on Zoom a million times with a million of our members, and I'm happy to do it. I love doing it, helping them get the clarity they need to actually push forward and stop gambling and treat it like a business. It becomes predictable.
Mm. So good. Yeah, that's brilliant. So ultimately, again, going through the trading education to get through to those phases of your launching point, which is to go live. Like, typically you're going to go through that. Like, anybody who's new coming in here, we'll tie this up really quick. Like, the big question is, like, what does that process look like? Because ultimately it comes down to, like, Zach, do you believe anyone can do this?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe everyone's going to move at the same speed?
No.
What do you believe is the most important thing for people to exude in order to be, effective?
Hmm. I would say humility,
Okay.
or
Humility.
you could say like meekness.
Okay.
Because what patience and
Thank
focus.
you saying patience and focus. Those are some wonderful things. What are the most important key components?
Um, I mean, patience is definitely way up there. Um, and discipline,
Discipline.
which
Okay, now we're moving into this concept of commitment and coachability, right? Like,
yes,
it really is. They come back to, like, always come, like, we always joke about it, always joke about this concept of, we're always talking about the gym, but it's undeniable that if you go to the gym even twice a week and you're following a proper macro plan, let me show you mine right now. I'm going to put it on screen. And I'm already down 8 pounds in the last 2 weeks, by the way.
nice.
Um, so I'm on a proper macro plan here. You can see how many grams of protein. My goal is in around 200 pounds over the next few months. I was just at 250. I am at 240. I stepped in 241.8 this morning. So 2 weeks ago. That's progress. Now you can notice that most of this is if I can get close to a 40-40-20 or 40, well, the ratio should be roughly, it should look like a peace sign between carbohydrates and fat, and then the rest protein. That's what I'm gunning for. And, like, I've got everything outlined here in terms of what I'm eating. I'm not it's if it goes in my mouth, it goes in the app.
Nice.
Plain and simply. And so I'm aiming for roughly 2,000 calories. I got 49 left, right? So undeniable that if I'm in a calorie deficit and maintenance is going to look between 2,500 and 3,000 right now, if I hit the 2,000 for consistently enough and I go to the gym at bare minimum twice a week and I put in the work there, bare minimum. I want to be in the gym 4 to 5 days a week, but I've got that bare minimum. It's undeniable that I'm going to get those results. Nobody's going to argue with that.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to take this further. I'll go get a personal trainer. I used to be a head trainer at one of Edmonton's largest gyms. So right now I feel sufficient enough. But point is, I really want to get honed in on this. I did go get a personal trainer and lost over 100 pounds in 6 months. Yeah, I was well over 300 pounds at one point in time in my life. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
6 months, I was able to get those results. That's undeniable. Okay, so same thing with trading. You come over here, you show up, you do this. It's 15 hours worth of material. You be like Santa Claus, you check it twice, and we are asking you to put in 1 to 2 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. You do that, you track all of your, not your macros, but track all of your data, and you submit that to your coaches every single week. It is undeniable that you are going to see results. We got somebody right now who's been with us for going on, is it going on a year? I don't want to, like, we were talking about him in another, and we won't mention names, but I think we're going on a year. The guy still to this day is not consistently doing this every week, but every single thing that he's posting, like, I think he's got 55 pips this week.
Last week.
55 pips last week. Everything that he's posting is wins, but it's not going at the rate that he wants. How many sessions is he doing a week? 1 to 2 every couple of weeks?
Yeah.
1 to 2 every couple of weeks. It's very easy to see. All you have to do is show up for more and keep doing what you're doing and put it in there, you know? And so anyway, it blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. I genuinely, if James were here, I think he'd be a lot more colorful, but there's genuinely no excuses. It is there for the taking. You get to if you want to.
Mm.
And it's you who gets to. You get to. So get up and go. Anyway, I got to jump on to the next call. So you can get the blueprint completely complimentary if you go to prosperitymovement.online. There's a little chat bubble at the bottom right hand of the corner. If you're brand new, we'll give you a success package. We'll send you some results of the community. This is a recording for the podcast, Mike, so you can find this probably next week on all the emails at the bottom. You can see the podcast. You'll be able to get the replay. But basically, if you want to get the blueprint completely complimentary, it'll do 2 things for you. It's going to prepare you for your success, and it's also going to help you with your due diligence. You can get that complimentary. It's about an hour and a half worth of material. You can watch it at 2x speed. You can get it for free. Just go in that little chat bubble, bottom right-hand corner, prosperitymovement.online, and put in blueprint, and boom, all yours.
All right.
Ready?
Everybody.
Okay, thanks. Chat soon.
Adios.
Bye for now.